I'm back in the house. You already know what it is. Fellagood Podcast, FGP. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. You see me? Yeah. Fellagood Podcast. Hashtag Fellagood Podcast. Hashtag Goodfellas LLC. Hashtag Goodfellas Gaming. Hashtag Koger. Hashtag Fuck Your Merch. Yeah, that's hashtag FUKMERCH. My bad. Hashtag FUKYOMERCH. Fuck your merch. You see me? New merch. Yeah. Just in case you get, a whole picture of that joint. Yeah. We in here. Episode 30. Welcome. I thank you all for taking time out of your day to come on in with your boy. I appreciate it. Because like I always say, ain't nothing valuable more than the time. That's our most valuable asset that we have as humans on this planet is time. You can't get it back. So I appreciate you taking time out of your day to tap in with your boy Fellagood. And just like always, from day one, I'm going to keep it 100 and we're going to keep it gunning, keep it hard body. And I'm coming straight with the facts that'll crack your back. Hashtag kicking facts and breaking backs. Hashtag the truth shall set you free. Yeah. Fellagood Podcast. Yeah. I'm looking good. I'm feeling good. And I'm smelling good. Oh, I smell so good. Shit, it's the Fellagood Podcast. Episode 30. MLK. Yep. I'm going there. I am going there. MLK. Before we get into that, he just had a birthday. Birthday just passed for Martin Luther King. And before we get into that, of course, Fellagood Podcast is brought to you by Goodfellas LLC, Goodfellas Gaming, The Mike Podcast, Facebook, The Podcast Clubhouse. Yeah, know that though. And we're going to keep it going. MLK, this is a touchy one, and that's for me personally. And I was going to drop this video on his birthday. Well, I was like, no, don't do that, man, because, you're going to get too much heat. But in all, it don't even matter. I'm still going to get the same kind of heat. Because it's a delicate subject. But see, if you know by now how I'm rolling and how I'm coming. I don't care about the norms. I don't care about going against the grain. Like in Who Shot Ya? Remastered on Facebook, on YouTube. I said I'm here to be disruptive. And I want to be clear with that. I'm not here to go along with the go along. Because simply, I've been going on with the go along for about 25 years. And I see going with the flow and being on autopilot just isn't cutting it. It never cut it. All it did is keep me stagnant. And once I was able to break them shackles from my mental, I was able to become unstagnant. See, a lot of people are stagnant. There's no movement. That's what that means, just to remain the same. You're not going up, you're not going down, you're not going left, you're not going right. I can't afford to be stagnant. And so I made a decision a little over 10 years ago, about 10 years ago, to unplug myself from the matrix. Now, don't get it confused. I understand that this message today won't reach a lot of you. A lot of you won't like what I have to say. But this message is for the unplugged minds. Not to say the ones that are plugged in can't be unplugged, but it's very hard because I was there, I know. Episode 30, MLK. Martin Luther King. Now, when you think of Martin Luther King, everybody say the same thing just about. You hear one or two things. One, you hear, oh man, I have a dream speech. And then you'll hear a so-called woke brother tell you, but hey, did you hear the second speech? Well, Martin Luther King did over 450 speeches during his time. And and a lot of them were hard body and heavy. But I Have a Dream was one of his most famous out of the 450 speeches. Right? Now I want to talk about my childhood, growing up. When I was growing up, I can remember in 5th, 6th grade doing a report on who I wanted to be or something like that. And I picked Martin Luther King, of course. It was like doing an autobiography on him, but at a kid level, pictures and why I want to, be him. And, I love the fact that in that time, he was a symbol in my eyes to want to be someone, a man of peace, a man of equality and honor, a man that wanted the world to be as one. Right? So through my childhood, that was my thing, MLK. Now, mind you, we're going to talk about Malcolm X, who was around at the same time. But I didn't know about Malcolm like I knew about Martin. I think one of the biggest mistakes that Martin Luther King had was he had the right intentions. He definitely had the right intentions on what he was trying to do. But you got to understand, and obviously he didn't understand at this time, is that how can we ever be equal? In his speech he had a dream of, little black boys playing with a little white girl or whatever. Equality. One, right? Which is great. I'm not against that. But what he didn't understand is that powers to be already had made rules and regulations in this world that we live in, and we weren't at the table. So if we weren't at the table, how can you expect these people to ever consider you equal to them? As a matter of fact, to be a fact, in the Constitution, it said we 3/5 is a man. So they, what I'm saying? 1 + 1 is 2. I don't think Martin understood that we can never be equal until we wipe everything, like I said in previous episodes, wipe the slate clean. Once we wipe the slate clean, then we can reconstruct this damn thing and get it right. You can't be mad at them for not wanting you to sit at their table when they never put you at the table in the first place. So, but he meant right. He meant to do right in what he was doing. He didn't want... anybody would be trying to, but I'm trying to give y'all this in my view so you can see how the distraction comes. It's coming. It's coming. So another problem I think that he had was instead of him going within himself and realizing he is God body, and if he realized he was God body like I do, then he would have led his people to realize that. But he couldn't do that because he was a Christian man. He was a man of the Bible. He was a man of religion, right? So once you're a part of anything, religion being said, you become part of its rules. It's almost, I told you all, we in the Matrix. So if you're a Christian, you in this box. You got rules and regulations that you follow. You got things that you believe in and things that you don't. You subscribe to something, you're going all the way with it, okay? Even now, knowing what you know in life, sometimes people be so far in, they just be like, well, ain't no need to change up now. But that's how you remain stagnant. That's how you don't go nowhere, right? So that was another big problem. That was probably number one. There's many things I think Martin messed up here. But he had to realize that we was never at the table to be equal, even though he wanted equality, right? 2, he was in that Bible, and the Bible will fuck you all up. It had me all fucked up. I'm not sitting here, I always say it, I'm not sitting here acting like I'm just out of the blue, some anti-Christ. No, I used to be heavy in all the Bible, everything. People know me, they know. God this, Jesus that, but now I'm talking a different tune, and I've been talking this tune for quite some time now. It ain't just, I just popped up. The Bible led everybody astray. I'm sorry, I get excited. Can't they? I see it. Can't, and I know there's others. I don't get it twisted. I know there's people right now viewing this that know. Like Pusha T said, if you know, you know. So when you follow on the Bible, that was his main guide. So of course everybody, it's like the blind leading the blind, because if you blind and then you leading a bunch of other blind motherfuckers, they just following you. They'll follow any goddamn thing. So you follow every motherfucker. You'll follow him right off the cliff. But let's slow this down just a bit, just a titter. Just a titter. Fellagood Podcast, man. Hard body all the time. Brought to you by Goodfellas LLC all day. You already know what it is. Goodfellas LLC hashtag is motherfucking 10,000 up to 10K on motherfucking TikTok. We on TikTok. Yeah, TikTok ain't just for kids. TikTok is for business. I'm on motherfucking TikTok dancing, showing my ass. Yeah, know that. I'm doing it because they don't think I should do it. And even if they don't think I should do it, they think I should. I'm doing it. I'm doing what I do because this is what I want to do. Right? So, back to it. A little commercial. So I want to talk about Biden and Bernie Sanders. Biden and Bernie Sanders. Our new president and Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders been on a tear too ever since inauguration. Boy, what that mean? Yeah, I see some shit where he donated gloves for 100,000, 100 million. The gloves that he had on in the meme, something like that. Some crazy shit, right? Now, you have a young Bernie right here, who was around in the MLK days, and marching with MLK. And you had Biden around that time as well. Biden was behind and then sliding around, young around there too. Well, Fellagood, why are you talking about Bernie and saying what that got to do with Martin Luther King? Well, they was fucking with Martin Luther King, and here goes another problem we have. Martin didn't know, but who you think was funding? Who do you think was funding? Who do you think was funding Martin Luther King and all his movement? His movement was in my eyes, his movement was very similar to Black Lives Matter. Yeah, I said it. I did. His movement was similar to Black Lives Matter. Why? Because you have a group that's represented by the oppressor, if you will. The same people that want to keep you down is supporting you. So when I mentioned Biden and Bernie, and there's many others around the MLK era that he was dealing with and that were funding him, that he didn't know that they had an agenda. I don't think he knew, right? At that time, what he was doing. He didn't know he was getting in bed with them people. Them people was helping him out. He thought God, the Bible, and everything told him, gotten through. these people, not just, I'm not saying Bernie had but I know he was around in the scenes able to, and Biden was around in the scenes able to, manipulate, and what you say, conversations turn into business deals, and business deals come into contracts, and contracts have to be fulfilled and things of that nature. So I don't think MLK knew he thought he was doing the right thing, but all along he's doing the wrong thing. But towards the end, before his death, he did understand what he was doing, and he knew he had fucked up. Yes, I'm telling you today, my hero, Martin Luther King, he admitted to fucking up. He says, and I quote, "I fear I'm integrating my people into a burning house." I'll read it again, and I quote. He said, "I fear I am integrating my people into a burning house." And that's exactly what he was doing. And that is exactly what he did. In translation, Martin Luther King helped take this Bible and everything else that come along with it and subscribe all of us to it in order for them just to rule. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. I don't think you think I am. So, this episode ain't about bashing him, because many of us fall victim. Many of us have been Martin Luther King. But see, I'm trying to be Malcolm X around this bitch, because that nigga understood. Malcolm understood not only who to get in bed with, who not to fuck with, who to fuck with. Malcolm understood, and he wasn't going for the bullshit. He wasn't about the bullshit, and that's why they had to get him out of here too. Yeah, they got Martin Luther King out of here. Sacrificial lamb. After he did his job, it was time to get him gone. Bye-bye. Got him gone. Am I lying? He gone. Malcolm the same way, only Malcolm was exposing some different evils. Malcolm was Malcolm was exposing some sick shit. If you dig into that, he was exposing some sick shit. And they had to get him out of here too for that. Our problem is we supposed to protect our king, man. We should have had Malcolm held down. I wish I was around. You got to understand that there's powers to be, and they want things a certain way. There's so much bullshit that comes into play when you talk about Malcolm's death and what happened around his death and all that. I'm not going to do that today. We're going to do that another day, but it's deep. The rabbit hole deep. I wish Muhammad Ali was here today. I wish I could interview Muhammad Ali. Why? That's why he went. My point being, MLK made a bunch of mistakes, and he knew at the end he did, because he said it. I fear. He says, "I fear I'm integrating my people into a burning house." You got to ask yourself, well, still, Fellagood, why are you bringing up Bernie and Biden, though? That doesn't make sense. You're just for Trump, or you just... Why does Biden have the black people vote? Oh, because Kamala Harris. Shut the fuck up. Why does Bernie have the black people vote? When Bernie was running, he had the black people. Why do they have the blacks vote? I'm telling you, it ain't only because he was marching with Martin Luther King. Everyone's been brainwashed, man. And it's only, a few, chosen few that are unlocked and can see the shit. I ain't saying believe everything you hear, but I am saying pay attention to what the fuck you see. And in case you don't see, that's why I'm laying it out for you today, here on the Fellagood Podcast. Yeah. They got the blacks vote. You gotta ask yourself, man, what's going? Something's afoot. That's my thing. Something's afoot here. Something ain't right. Malcolm wasn't going for it though. He wasn't going for that pedophilia shit. He wasn't going for working with the oppressor to continue to entrap his people to be oppressed. Malcolm wasn't for none of that. And I wish that Martin and Malcolm at the time could have got together. But I can see why they never did, because the powers that be wouldn't have that for sure. Could you think what would have happened if them brothers would have got together? And Malcolm would have, you know what I'm saying? And Malcolm would have talked to, you know what I'm saying? Things could have been different. But it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Again, the Bible plays a big part in Malcolm, and not Malcolm, but Martin Luther King's journey, because, like I said, he held it firm. He held it firm and was convicted and everything that it said in that book. And I'm not. And there's many out there that are not. I know I'm not the only one in the fucking world, right? So, I want to talk about, real quick, The Simpsons versus the Bible. In The Simpsons, which I grew up on, and it blows my fucking mind that today, this motherfucker can still be teaching me something. This show could be teaching me something. And it's taught me something valuable that I'll bring to you guys right after this break. Yo, what up? It's your boy Fellagood Podcast in the house. Just want to tap in real quick with y'all and let you know that you can check out Facebook and get the Podcast Clubhouse. That's right. Type in the search box, the Podcast Clubhouse. Yeah, we got our own clubhouse here at the Fellagood Podcast, where you can promote your podcast and your personal business, any business that you have. It's only one rule, that you put in, whatever you put in, you take out and share it to the world. Like I was saying, The Simpsons, y'all have all seen it, but I want to talk about it as recent. You got Lisa with the pearls, and comparing that to Kamala, right? And then you had, when they did the Capitol or whatever raid, the dude with tomahawk and the shit. I'll put it up on here. So then people want to say, oh, The Simpsons did it again. They predicted something. They predicted something that happened. How did they know this stuff was going to happen? Some would say they're just so smart they calculated it, right? And if you're a bot, you'll get what they call the Mandela effect. But the truth is, The Simpsons proves that there's a simulation that we live in. The Simpsons prove that we're in a simulation, because you have to understand what I'm trying to say here now. So we'll leave The Simpsons right here. The Bible, stories that people will tell you, things in the Bible right now were said they were going to happen, right? Things were going to happen. I got another thing I want to throw in here. Now, this is off the fly. This is called Morals and Dogma by Albert Pike. It's called Morals and Dogma by Albert Pike. And in this book, he predicts where we are today, too. So we got this book I'm reading by Albert Pike, who created the KKK and Freemasonry and shit. You have The Simpsons, and then you have the Bible. And the Bible has stories that predict today. Simpsons has stories that predict today. The Bible has stories that predict today. And then this book I'm reading here, Albert Pike, Morals and Dogma, has stories, literature that predicts today, right down to the T. So the simulation is this. People are just following, the elite are just following orders that are already laid to seem like it's predicted by these sources, if you will. It's all a game, is what I'm saying. To be in short, it's all a game. That's all I'm saying. It's a good book. You should read it. It lets you in on a lot of things. This man, Albert Pike, didn't write this book here, thick ass book. He didn't write this book for me to buy. He didn't want me to buy his book. This book was for his brothers, his Freemasonry brothers, and it has codes in here and shit that they only understand unless you can decipher them. But my point is, they put things in books because we don't read, they say. They used to kill us for reading. If you was able to read, they would kill you. Would they not? You'd be dead if you was caught reading. Until they introduced you to the Bible, they said that was okay to read. They said it was okay to read the Bible, didn't they? So, the Simpsons ain't predicting shit. The Bible ain't predicting shit. And this motherfucker Albert Pike ain't predicting shit. They're just simply laying out the blueprint for another motherfucker to follow centuries and centuries and thousands of centuries of years or whatever later. And so that's all that's happening. That's how you know it's all bullshit, because it's all made up. It's all made up. It's all something that's been laid down. People are just following it on. If I lay down some footwork now for my lineage to follow, they'll do it. I'll bury some shit in the backyard, and 100 years after I'm dead, and fucking dig up shit. Oh, this belongs to you. Oh, it's a fucking some rules and it's an order. And my order is for you to, as my son, to have many kids and woo woo wop whatever, and replenish the Koger balance like Thanos. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's that. I just want to hit y'all real quick with that. It's all a simulation. It's all a game. And unfortunately, this is episode 30 MLK, and I'm here to tell you that he was part of the game. And we could have never won, and we still ain't won. We can't win. You can't win a game that you was never given admin to. You ever play Fortnite and you're in the creative session? You can't curate nothing. You can only go around and look at stuff unless your admin give you admin privileges. They ain't give you no admin because you was never at the table. So to think that I have a dream said that we should be all equal, and to think that notion that we would ever be equal would mean that we would have to be at the table to rewrite these laws and get things back, not back, but get things to, because they never were, get them to equality. And then people have to follow that equality. If not, then we got to get them out of here. Fear, all this. The fear was one thing that kills us all. But when you have no fears, and when you remove all fears, then it's only you. If you understand that you're God body, and you understand that you are made in the creation of God, because there is a God, there is a creator, and you're made in his image of that, then you are to God. So if I was Martin, I would have been telling them people fuck that Bible, and we would have been on straight survival. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, man. You already know how I do. I go in, and I ain't gonna stop. I keep saying it because that consistency is key. If you're gonna do this podcast shit, consistency is key. Know that. And you can't say, you say whatever you want about me, my fat ass, or whatever. But no, I'm consistent and I keep it coming, banging. And now we 4K. 4K on that thing. 4K on your thing. If it's looking a little fuzzy, just hit that option button. Bloop. Hit the little option button. Scroll down. It should be a 4K option, at least 1080. But it should be 4K. Yeah. Promo. That's a little promo. Like, share, subscribe. Check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, iHeart, all that. You know what it is. It's Fellagood Podcast. We everywhere. Check out on Facebook the Podcast Clubhouse. I'm telling y'all, if you got a business, it makes sense to just go in there, send an invite to it. I'll accept you. All you got to do is share. Whatever you put in one, take out one. You put in 3, take out 3. Share it somewhere. Share it to the world. We all can share together and eat and make this clubhouse really bang, make it something. Or not. Keep doing what you're doing. It's all good. It's all love. Either way, I support y'all supporting you. Please, I mean, if you look at I see y'all on Facebook when I put stuff on the story, and check it out. You're checking it out. Hit that like real quick. Just do me a favor. Hit that like. Boom. Hit that bitch real quick. Yeah, share that thing. Fellagood Podcast. We up out of here. MLK, episode 30. FGP, hashtag FGP, Fellagood Podcast, hashtag Goodfellas Gaming, hashtag Goodfellas LLC. Yeah. Straight like that, baby. And before we get out of here, like always, I'm going to leave you with a fella fact. The President Biden has signed an order to immobilize vaccines ASAP, meaning door to door. And with that, y'all be smooth. Y'all be cool. I appreciate y'all spending time with me because time is the most valuable thing to me, and I hope it is to you. I want to remind you, like always, you can do whatever you want to do. Just do it. You are your own superhero. You are your own. You are great. You can do anything you want to do. All you got to do is do it. That's all you got to do. And with that being said, I appreciate y'all, man. Tap in with me. We running it up. You already know what it is on YouTube. A lot of content on there from Goody and Big. Hella content. But then also, you got a lot of new content from Fellagood Podcast. And we're going to continue on. And we'll continue strong. You see me? We out. I'm out. Peace.